What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new album from Smif-N-Wessun called A.L.L. Smif-N-Wessun is a Brooklyn duo made up of Tech and Steel. They're also known by the Coco Brothers, who made a great song called Super Brooklyn, samples some Mario Brothers music. You gotta check that shit out if you haven't, because it's a classic. And this is actually their first full-length studio album since back in 2011. They did a project with Pete Rock called Monumental, so you can go back and check that if you want. There's also an EP they dropped in 2013. But basically, these guys are from the 90s. They're pioneers, they're legends, they've been at it for a long time, so they deserve our respect. And it was great to hear them coming back now in 2019, since it's been a while. As you expect from them, since they are these 90s legends, they really are coming through with a more traditional hip-hop sound, lots of heavy drums, deep bass, and great sample work. I gotta shout out the production here, because it comes to us from Ninth Wonder and the Soul Council. They're not strangers, you already know who they are. They are masters of sample-based shit, and they killed the production on this thing, man. Love the beats throughout it. You can check out Testify, where we're getting a more smooth, bubbly bass joint. Then you have Let It Go, which is a more aggressive boom bap track where they're really going in. You really are getting a wide variety of production styles here, despite it all being sample based. You're getting a lot of different vibes, and you are getting great content to go along with that, which I will break down later in the review. But these two just have so much chemistry. They're coming with that raw and rugged 90s style still. You're gonna hear razor sharp flows, gruff, aggressive styles. They just have a lot of mic presence and a very strong cadence, which is something I find very engaging. And they got that chemistry. I mean, it's not surprising. They've been working together for so long, like over 20 years, so you would expect them to have great chemistry together. They're gonna be bouncing off each other on different verses. Sometimes they punch in on each other's verses just to throw out a line or something to keep things funky. I think it's really dope what they did with the rapping on this, and it's highly engaging. But you know what? There's also great chemistry on here from the features. I think pretty much every feature on here was well placed, and they really stole the show. So for just a couple examples, on DreamLand, they're joined by fellow 90s icon and Wu-Tang legend Raekwon, just to reminisce on back in the day and some of the things they went through. Just one of those smooth reminisce joints. You're getting some beautiful dreamy keys on there, as well as some nice vocals from Heather Victoria. She shows up on the song We Good as well. These are some of the smoother cuts on here, but the smoothest cut has got to be Ocean Drive, man. I love this joint. It sounds like just what the title is. It makes you want to go for an ocean drive with your lady beside you, or if you're a lady, with your man beside you, or whatever, whoever your significant other is. It just has that vibe to it where you just want to drive around with them, enjoy the day, you're cruising, enjoying the sun, and that is the content they get into on here. You get this great hook from Music Soul Child as well, a neo soul legend. He sounds great on here. Rhapsody comes through with a great verse. Everything about this track is fantastic, so it was easily one of my favorites, as well as some of the other ones that I've talked about already. You get another great feature though on Let Me Tell Ya. This is a track where Rick Ross comes through and just really steals the show, man. It's been 2 years, I think, since Rick Ross dropped a full project. He has been doing features here and there, but this verse in particular really made me kind of miss him, and I kind of hope we get some music from Rick Ross. I know he's a very polarizing artist, people find him boring, but man, he's got one of the best ears for beats. He knows how to flow, and this track sounds just like a track that would have Rick Ross on it. It's very smooth, jazzy, boom bap cut, and Rick Ross has some pretty cool lines on here. He speaks on how he doesn't really fuck with Kanye anymore. He says how if he had a contract like Lil Wayne, he would have been suicidal, because we all know how that shit went. But really, I just think it's cool when we get a new school artist, especially someone like Rick Ross, working with these old school pioneers who do a more traditional sound. I think that's very cool when the old school and new school meet, because we're getting that respect, and we're seeing that, you know, different styles can really mesh well together. Even with Rhapsody coming on here, she's a newer artist, so it was dope to see her working with Smif-N-Wessun. I just think there's so many great things about this project. I've already spoken on how good the rapping is, how it sounds, the production is great, the features are in place. So now we're going to talk about the content. Just going to scroll my notes down here, because you know that's how I do. I got a shit memory. I don't even pretend to memorize my shit and be cutting all the time anymore. So you're going to see me reading my notes. It is what it is. This old brain just ain't what it used to be. So, you know, moving along here, we're going to talk about some of the content, like I said. So with Letter for You, this is just a very touching tribute to their loved ones and family members. Very nice track. I mean, it's not really anything out of the ordinary. You've heard tracks like this before, but I appreciate them doing that, and it just shows you that they're humble and, you know, they have a lot of love to give. Then on the song Illusions, they're simply imploring people just to be themselves and not give up on their dreams. Don't get caught up in this illusion trying to be who you're not, trying to be that street dude and doing all that dumb shit. You're a grown man, show some love, stay positive, put in that work, and you can still do whatever you want to do, man. You can achieve those dreams and goals. So I appreciate the positivity they're putting throughout this project. Even on We Good, it kind of seems like they're touching on how they've come a long way and they're just trying to stay focused and positive, so I did appreciate that. And the intro track was just the perfect intro track because it really is just them speaking on the state of the rap game. We got culture vultures, soul snatchers, people who don't give a fuck about the culture, just trying to make all this quick money by making shitty music. They're going on, I mean, you know, some people like the music. I don't want to just say music is trash and shitty all the time anymore because, you know, it's subjective. Whatever you like, you like. But you know what I mean. Music, especially hip-hop music, has really been watered down, especially content-wise. And they do speak on how just being a drug addict and drug abuse is so glorified now. We know weed has always been a part of it, and drinking and other things, but now it's so much worse with the pills. I think it's great that these legends are speaking on these issues. It's important. They're showing love. What a damn good album. So I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 5 here. I really don't have a lot of complaints. If anything, I say this might be kind of dry and boring to people who aren't into that traditional sound, and there are certainly some tracks here that are kind of meh, not bad, not great, but they just kind of blend in. But for the most part, I thought the production here is great, the features are great, the rapping is great, the chemistry is great, lots of good bars and content. Really just a dope project, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Either way, let me know in the comments section what you think, and of course, you want to make sure that you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.